The Daycare Attendant is a sun/moon-headed animatronic consisting of two personalities that share the same vessel. The character acts like a mascot for two different candy brands. They go by the names Sunnydrop Energizing Candy and Moondrop Sleepy-Time Candy. The animatronic resides in the Superstar Daycare and the Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizza Plex. The moon version appears when the light level drops. Yet even with the slight appearance of the animatronic, there are still alternate versions of these creepy mother hubbers. But which ones are the creepiest? That's what we're exploring today. Let's do it. In a 10 Moondrip. I never needed a FNAF animatronic to dress like a hype beast. And I don't know what it is about these damn security breach animatronics, but everything about this game is seemingly getting memed, okay? The Moondrip animatronic, as they're being called online, are basically just hype beasts with the Moondrop face photoshopped over top, which is certainly one of the most basic fan versions, but it's still scary because I don't need this. I never needed to see a FNAF animatronic wearing Supreme merch. Like, why on earth? Why would someone choose to do this? Like, you willingly created this. I get the whole like Gregory sus meme because let's face it, he vented and nobody can deny it. We were literally on cams when he did it, not even a joke. We were literally in a camera room. And I can get the whole like Vanny or Vanessa simping, trust me, I can get that. But Moondrip? That's taking it too far. We already have Gregory being a little demonic Fazbear hype beast with all of his Faz merch, okay? We don't need animatronics to be goated with the sauce, alright? And at 9, human Sunnydrop. Any human version of an animatronic is creepy, okay? Especially human versions of non-human animatronics. Like human Ballora and Baby, that's fine. They were humanoid to begin with. But humanoid Freddy and Chica, God no. This time though, Sunnydrop is in that kind of gray area. Like it's kind of humanoid, but it's not based on a human. It's like if the sun was a person, and I've seen that before. Turning Sunnydrop into a human only enhances this idea further as well, since this guy straight up looks like Heat Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus. This guy is about to fight to melt the North Pole and sing some damn catchy tunes, okay, even if he doesn't in Fahrenheit. Only 3 countries in the world still use Fahrenheit. Did you know that? 3. Out of 197 countries, only 3 of them use the imperial system. The US is one of them. You're one of 3 countries. Come on, step up your game. Anyway, the human Sunnydrop or Sundrop, whatever you want to call it, creeps me the hell out and makes me kind of cower in fear, okay? He's the kind of clown that asks you if you want to play games after your parents go to sleep and then is killed by Sam and Dean Winchester because he's secretly a monster. And at 8, internet rule Moondrop. The rules of the internet are sometimes a glorious thing, okay? They can help you know what to avoid or what to search if you're into that kind of thing and your legal viewing age. However, when I just look up an animatronic and start getting some of the most famous internet rule of all time, that's an issue. This thing is literally just a personification of the moon. Why are you people so into that? Like there's even Springtrap art of this nature. And he's like a skinned human in a robot suit. How is it that people are simping over Springtrap and Moondrop, yet I'm still here single and unloved? I don't get it, honestly. Moving on, personifying the moon is one thing, but then giving it genitals and then causing it to do obscene things, just stop. This would have been higher on the list, like it would have been number 1, because this is the scariest thing that I've ever seen, but I wanted to tell people to cut it out sooner rather than later, because the retention always drops off near number 1 for some reason, even though it's the one that everyone wants to see. But hopefully, by doing this, I can cut it off at its legs. Stop it. Get some help. And at 7, Statement Saturn Sundrop. Knitter.net user Statement Saturn Sundrop version posted on December 28, 2021 is certainly a beautiful bit of artwork. However, I believe the inspiration for this was the character of like Dream XD from the Dream SMP, or at least it seems that way, which kind of makes this scary. This version is very godlike in a sense, okay? It has like a floating sideways halo of sun rays and a really flowy outfit, but despite the character smiling, it still gives me the heebie-jeebies. And ever since my sister became scarily obsessed with the Dream SMP, anything of the sort triggers me. This dude looks like someone who'd watch people from outside the pizza joint and like creep up to the window and peek in. And I mean like really peek in, like only coming up enough so so that he could see what's inside while trying to keep his body hidden and he's only showing his eyes. And if he couldn't get a good enough angle while he's on the ground, he'd crawl up the wall and then like look in from the top of the window. And if anyone calls him out for it, okay, he'd kill them, he'd off them in like a second, and then he would continue. That's what I think this dude's personality is like, okay? He doesn't interact, but he does like to watch from within the closet. And at 6, human Moondrop. The human Moondrop is creepy for the same reasons as human Sunnydrop. However, the biggest problem with the human version of Moondrop is that he's always creepier, okay? He's the emo brother that everyone pretends doesn't live at home. It's some of the absolute scariest damn human animatronic hybrid I think I've ever seen. And I've seen a human version of a baby Ballora hybrid combination animatronic. And that was some nightmare fuel, but this is even worse. Like, no matter who's drawing it, any version of a Moondrop character is always a combination of like Jack Frost from Rise of the Guardians and ironically enough Snow Miser from The Year Without a Santa Claus. Possibly the Snow Miser thing is clicking because of the juxtaposition with the sun version of the character, but still. I think that this guy is, instead of like watching from outside, he's the guy who watches from the inside, sneaking in the shadows, like a creepy rogue stealth archer, but he's not shooting arrows, if you know what I mean. He's no. Halfway through, in at number 5, Chibi Sundrop. Chibi Sundrop is even worse than the human versions, somehow. Mostly because I feel like it's too close to a form of gacha life character and that just makes me cringe. It's scary not like in an appearance kind of thing, but just because this is what would be in my nightmares. Like, don't get me wrong, okay, I would have to be on a lot of meds and would have to have an absolute metric ton of sugar to have this nightmare, but it's still possible. I doubt other people would consider this scary, which is why I'm putting it at number 5, kind of like halfway through, but I don't know why, okay? The whole chibi thing sets me on edge. It's just creepy. Like, why do you want these things to have eyes literally half the size of their head and so incorrectly proportioned? I don't like chibi designs, I really don't, and I can't tell you why. Okay, you just need to take my word for it. In at 4, Moon Man. Moon Man by ArtMama113 on DeviantArt is pretty damn haunting, and in a design way, not it's a bad way. Like, the artwork itself is great, and definitely better than anything I could do, but the creep factor starts with the fact that the eyes are glowing red, and one of them even appears to be smoking. No idea how this could happen, but hey, it's a thing. And the clothing design is also creepier than the normal Moondrop, just being like a whole galaxy. It's like Shane Dawson got a hold of the clothes when he was doing his like whole galaxying phase, and I think that the person doing it is already speaking to how creepy this is. With like the actual skin texture also being visible, and it looks like a moon, not an animatronic. Or some like very, very old and crusty cheese that really needs to be thrown out. Or as I would say, banished, being the Cheese King. But I think that the icing on top of the creep cake here isn't the smile that gives me a million different war flashbacks, or the shoes that make me feel like Cicero is on my tail, or even the tips of the fingers that for some reason are a deep, deep blue. Instead, it's the fact that this version of the Moondrop animatronic is saying, "Come closer, child, I'll make your death a painless one," which I very much doubt that you will, you sadistic. This guy looks like he enjoys torturing and then gets off on it. And like, why are you wearing a crop top? Great art though. Getting close to the end, in at number 3, Statement Saturn Moondrop. The reason I thought the inspiration behind the Saturn Sunnydrop was the Dream SMP was because the Moondrop version was called Nightmare in brackets, whereas the Sunnydrop version was called Dream. Now that could just be a reference to how these characters would originate from dreams or nightmares, but I don't know, I just drew the parallel. Anyway, this version of Moondrop also just looks like a combination of the moon and Slender Man. Like, this man has 4 black tentacles that are coming out of his back, and honestly, he just looks fed up with everyone. He's slightly humanoid, which like I've said before is terrifying, and he also seems to have emo hair that's the same pitch black as the rest of his body. And he looks like the wizard that's been trying to get me to buy his magic. Wait, that guy probably isn't an actual wizard. But ultimately, in at number 2, Nightmare Sunnydrop. And considering how this is a Nightmare animatronic, I'm pretty sure you understand why that one was only number 3. Picture Nightmare Yawn and then just make it the Sunnydrop animatronic, and you have what Nightmare Sunnydrop is in essence, which makes him creepy as hell, because we all know how I feel about nightmare versions of puppets, okay? Normal puppets, not creepy, that's fine. But the nightmare versions that are meant to be creepy are definitely going to mess with me. And this guy is messing with gold, okay? Gold is my color, and we all know that. This creepy dude also doesn't need those weird buttons, okay? Like, what's the deal with those? Why are they so creepy? I don't know why buttons of all things are creeping me out. Like, it could be the torn body, or the ruffles around the neck or waist, or the fact that he has bells on his wrists, but no, it's the buttons. Why am I the way that I am? And don't even get me started on his bony little chicken legs. Those are even worse than mine. Are you serious? And that's saying a lot, bro. Plus, the shoes are just weird and creepy. Excellent job though, Living Corpse 7 on DeviantArt. Excellent job. And finally, in at number 1, Nightmare Moondrop. Yes, the Moondrop version is going to finish us off this list, because have you seen it? Man's is like the Nightmare Sunnydrop on roids, and then every other single illicit substance imaginable that would get us demonetized but also ruins your appearance. Like, see, this is why you should only have pharmaceutical drugs, and only when you need them, because what the Not only does he have the same creepy leg and body and arms as the Sundrop version, but somehow this man's shoes got bigger. I don't know, how? How? You're supposed to be the same thing with a different color scheme. How did your shoes get bigger? And suspenders? Really? That is a horrific fashion choice, and trust me, I used to wear suspenders, so I'd know. Not to mention the whole implication that this guy is watching me when I sleep, and his first words in game are naughty naughty boy, and then everything else he says would get me put on multiple watch lists if I said them out loud. And those claws? Like, the Sun version has them, of course, but like, they just look more menacing on this guy. Holy sweet niblets, Miley Ray Stewart. And that's all the time we have for today, friends. Thank you all so much for watching. I have been Connor Monroe, and I'll see you in another video, unless I can't get to a recharge station.